Good morning. This is Miss Tina from the library. We're doing story time. Our theme is fall today. Let me just scoot you back a little bit and we will start with our beginning song. Okay.
All right, hands go up and hands go down. I can turn myself around. I can stand up on one shoe. I can listen, so can you. I can sit, I'll show you how. Story time is starting now.
All right, bring you a little closer. All right, before we get started with our first book, we're going to talk about fall. And what kind of things do we see in fall? We see our leaves on our trees start to turn colors and they fall to the ground. We see and hear geese in the sky. They're flying south for the winter because it's too cold here. We see ripe pumpkins and apples to enjoy. We can feel the weather starting to get colder, so you need to wear a coat. Something that happens in fall is school starts, so the kids go back to school. Maybe some of you have fireplaces, so someone needs to cut some wood to keep a nice warm fireplace all night long, all winter long. And last of all, Halloween. Halloween is in the fall, and everybody gets to dress up in little costumes and be scary sometimes. All right. We are going to start with Fall, Mixed Up by Bob Ratzka, illustrated by Chad Cameron. Every September, every October, fall fills my scenes with scenes to remember. Apples turn orange, pumpkins turn red, leaves float up into the blue skies overhead. Is that true? No. Apples are red, green, yellow. Pumpkins are orange, and leaves fall from the trees down to the ground, not up into the sky. Bears gather nuts. Geese hibernate. Is that true? What does it mean to hibernate? They sleep all winter long. Bears do that. And squirrels gather nuts. Squirrels fly south in big figure eights. Is that crazy? Squirrels don't fly, it's the geese that fly. Scarecrows stand guard over candy corn sprouts. Milkweed pods open and monarchs fly out. Huh. I don't think so. Touchdowns are hit. Home runs are kicked. Touchdowns are hit. Home runs are kicked. They're mixing up their sports. Kids keep in great heaping. Kids kids leap in great heaping piles of sticks. Would you want to jump into a bunch of sticks? That would probably hurt to get poked. We jump into piles of leaves. Hats cover hands. Gloves cover ears. Bonfires cool off our fronts and our rears. What do we put on our hands? We put on gloves or mittens. What do we cover our ears? Hats. Our heads and our ears get covered with hats. And bonfires cool off. Does a fire cool things off? No, a fire is hot. Warm apple syrup, baked maple seeds, and caramel pumpkins taste yummy indeed. Now, I know many of you have probably had pancakes, and it's not apple syrup, it's maple syrup. And caramel pumpkins? It's caramel apples and pumpkin seeds. Wolves say meow. Black cats say hoo. Horned owls howl at the full moon. Howl! No, they've got it wrong again. Cats say meow. Owls say hoo. And wolves howl at the moon. Mummies go bats. Vampires ride brooms. Tightly wrapped witches escape from their tombs. Again, fall is mixed up here. Vampires are bats. Witches ride brooms. And mummies come from their tombs. Neighbors give stuffing and drumsticks for treats. Okay, you kids. Now I know when you go trick-or-treating, you're not expecting stuffing and turkey, right? You want candy. Families give thanks for a bounty of sweets. So there's all the sweets and the treats. Can this be fall? Close, but not quite. Go back and find all the things that aren't right. Okay, we are going to do some counting. And what you can do is you can count on your fingers. I will use my leaves back here, and then we'll do it again, and I'll use my fingers. So it's to a little song, and it's 1 little, 2 little, 3 little leaves, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little leaves, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little leaves. Blow them all away, whoosh. Okay, now we'll do this and I'll use my fingers. How many fingers do we have? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I won't need all of my fingers, just 9 of them. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little leaves, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little leaves, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little leaves. Blow them all away, whoosh. All right, good job. My next book is from a Wisconsin author, Lois Ehlert, Red Leaf, Yellow Leaf. The fun things about Lois Ehlert books is it's all cut out paper, and then she creates the illustrations, the pictures by the paper. I've been saving this little leaf from my sugar maple tree so I could show it to you. I love my tree. It was born long before I was. The wind blew seeds from the big maple trees in the woods. They twirled and whirled as they fell to the ground. The little helicopters that we see coming from the trees. At least that's what we called them when I was a kid. Seeds the squirrels didn't find lay sleeping among the leaves until they were covered with snow. When spring sun warmed the seeds, they sprouted and sent roots down into the soil. Tiny leaves unfolded on their stems. I think my tree would have been happy to stay there forever, but one day nursery workers came to the woods to collect tree sprouts. So there's the workers' gloves. They transplanted the sprouts and tended them year after year. Just as the trees were settling in, they were measured, marked, and uprooted again. What does it mean to uproot something? They dug it out. Each ball of roots was wrapped and tied with twine. So they're keeping the roots safe by wrapping them all up. My tree was loaded onto a truck filled with other trees and delivered to the garden center. We went there in the fall and picked out my tree. Dad had a hole already dug, waiting for it. When we got home, we lowered my tree into the hole. I held the trunk while Dad covered the roots with the soil. And there's some worms, too, in the dirt. Now, every night before I go to bed, I peek out the window and wave to my tree. When it snows, I hang up treats for the birds. Each spring, I look for signs that my tree is growing. So they start with little bitty leaf sprouts, and then it finally opens up into big leaves. By late summer, the crown of leaves is bushy and green. I love it when the tree flowers turn into winged seeds. But if you want to visit my tree, come in the fall. That's my favorite time. Can you guess why? All the pretty colored leaves, red and yellow. And there is more information about a sugar maple tree and leaf and how to plant the tree. Okay, before we get to our last song, I have a couple things to say. Next week, we're talking about nursery rhymes. So I have a packet here for you. You can pick them up on Monday, October 12th, starting at 9 o'clock. They will be on the curbside table while supplies last. And there's my kitty. My kitty wants to join us this morning. Go on. So I have a couple coloring pages, a pumpkin, a little unicorn, and we are going to be doing Hey Diddle Diddle next week together. So it's a little booklet that you can color and fold. I've also included Jack and Jill and one more, Baba Black Sheep. So you can color those and turn them into a little book and say the rhyme. One last thing is just a reminder. Some of you have done this before, but you can always call the library and the librarians will get together a group of books. All you have to do is tell us, say a theme. Maybe your child likes dinosaurs and it's a girl or a boy, and approximately what age they are, what other kind of things that they like to read. And we will do that for you, and we can put the bundles together and put them on the curbside table for you to just come and pick up. So give the library a call if you want us to do some bundles. 467-7908. Okay, let's do our last little song. And then we will be done. Next week is Mother Goose. All right, here we go. Tickle the stars, tickle your toes, turn around and tickle your nose. Reach down low, reach way up high. Story time is over, so wave goodbye. Thanks for joining me today. I will see you next week, Wednesday at 10 o'clock. We'll be talking about Mother Goose and rhymes.